Joyce Compton here with Nutritionally Correct. I'm going to be sharing with you today another cruciferous vegetable, the turnip. The turnip is, you probably have heard of the turnip greens and turnip mustard, and you've heard mustard greens. Well, the turnip bottoms are probably overlooked in a lot of people's diet. The turnip bottoms, just like the turnip greens, are very high in nutritional quality. They're high in your vitamins A, K, and E. And they also have an ample supply of the B vitamins 1 and 2. They also consist of folic acid, some magnesium, and some phosphorus, calcium, iron, and copper. In addition, there's a little bit of omega-3 fatty acids and some protein. The turnip has a high fiber content that can keep you fuller than your ordinary white potatoes, and they have much less calories. So turnips are in their peak season during the months of October through March. Well, here we are in April, so they're at the bottom of the peak season, and they usually can be found in the grocery store even though they're not in season. But you want to try and find those that have the purplish tint in the center and white at the bottom. You're probably going to find out that they have some blemishes on them, so you want to cut those blemishes off. And I'm going to show you how to do what we call cream turnips. That's something we have in our home all the time. It's a very, very simple recipe. Rather than having mashed potatoes, we're going to have cream turnips. So you peel your turnips, and then using your chef knife, you can cut the turnip in half and then in fourths, and that's the perfect size to go ahead and boil them to get them soft. And once you cook them, you just want to cook them till they're fork tender. So I'm ready. I have some already pre-cooked in my pot, so follow me and we'll get started with creaming them. So I put my turnips in boiling salt water, and I cooked them until they were fork tender. So they're ready now to be taken out of the water. I'm just going to go over to my sink. Using my strainer, I'm just going to pour them over the strainer and drain the water out. You see all the steam coming out, right? So I'm going to try and get as much of the water out as I possibly can. When you first put the turnip in the water, they're going to be a little bit buoyant, so they're going to come up to the top of your pot. So you don't want to have your pot with too much water. Once they start boiling and the water get into the turnips, they're going to go down to the bottom. And they're going to cook pretty fast for you. So keep your eye on your pot. So this is pretty drained. So I'm going to go over now to my pot. Bowl rather, not my pot. Using the potato masher, I'm going to mash the turnips. And as you can see, some of the water's coming out of the turnip. Once I get it drained the water out pretty good, I'm just going to take it back to my sink and drain it a little bit more. Get a little more of the water out. One thing that you can do, you can have a bowl in here collecting the water and maintain that water for any further use if you need some kind of vegetable stock, and you can use that in there. I will be using some Kerrygold butter. I'm going to start out with, these are pre-measured. I'm going to start out with 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold. I'm just going to put it in there. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. Gonna add a 2nd tablespoon of butter. I'm not gonna mash anymore because it's pretty soft the way I like it. And that 2nd tablespoon of butter is just gonna do all the trick. If you like, you can add some pepper, but we prefer not to add any pepper to it. And voila, there's your creamed turnips. And you're ready to put them on the plate. So here's our finished product, the creamed turnips, that will go well with just about any entree. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.